Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
I guess when you're the GOAT, you do get two emotional essays.
Yeah, because that was the second one right there.
That was. He gave us one last year.
You know what? This one, it watered it down, man. He shouldn't have did what he did last year. Like
I mean, he made the playoffs, but he had a losing record in his final season, and that's what everyone will remember.
You know what, though? It was, I think he did get one record. Didn't he pass Drew Brees something
for attempts?
Wait,
for attempts
he has
this year?
more than one record.
No, I'm saying it was.
Oh, you mean
he
in
broke
this
a
past
record
season.
this past season.
That wasn't worth it.
I mean,
it wasn't worth it.
It's another record.
So let's just take collateral damage of his unretirement a year ago. He lost his wife.
Yep.
His family is now torn apart. He tarnished his legacy. No matter how you want to look at it, he's still the GOAT. He's the greatest ever to play it. In fact, I'll make the argument he is the greatest winner in modern professional sports history. I defy anybody to give me a better name. Modern pro sports history.
Michael Jordan.
Michael won 6.
But he lost
Tom
0.
won 7.
He lost. Robert Horry won 7.
Oh, okay.
Bill Russell won 11.
Let me amend my statement. Robert Horry is the greatest winner in professional. Come
Come
on.
Listen.
You're being contrarian.
Him and Tyvis Powell the same. 7 wins in the true or false game. I'm just saying.
I can't believe
I'm the defending champ, so check yourself.
I can't believe y'all didn't get this one right, man. I'm on the panel with two people that I thought would understand this, man. Like, I'll ask a simple question. What would you give to play one more game?
Oh, everything.
G, put your mic on.
Oh,
look at
I
you.
done messed up.
Look.
It fell off.
See that? You see that?
So what G said was, what would you give to play one more game? It's not about the one more game. It was the cost to come back. Now, obviously, he thought he had a chance to win another Super Bowl, or he wouldn't have done it.
No, he wanted to go to Miami, but that plan fell through, so.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have backed out again if he wasn't.
No.
No, he could have.
Because then now you tarnishing a lot of other stuff as well.
He could have said, you know what, I've changed my mind again.
No.
See, I think.
And it wouldn't be the first time someone unretired.
No, I have never heard of that.
No, it happened.
Jay would not do it because you are a staunch family man.
I would never.
Right.
But I mean, and I don't want to judge Tom harshly for that. That's the cost. He's got to pay it the rest of his life.
He said that. But if it was just health, both of y'all would be like, to whatever to be damned. I'm gonna rock this till the wheels fall off. Because I'll say it like this: when I go to sleep and I hang out and I have dreams, like I've always said, I don't have no dreams about no money.
I know what your dreams are.
I don't have no dreams, and I love my wife dearly. I love my family, but when I go to sleep and I have a dream and I wake up in the middle of the night with chills, it's because I was either in some arena playing something one more time. That's the only thing I get chills from. And it is nothing like that adrenaline. It's nothing like, that's the highest Tom Brady is ever going to be. And the reality of it is, he said, I'm going to just do it to the best of my ability. That's why Michael Jordan is miserable. When you do it at that level, Michael Jordan got everything he wanted. He one of the first black owners. He's an icon. He'd have put
more money than his family
more
will
money
ever
than
spend.
anybody can ever spend. But what he can't get back is, I can't get on that court one more time and tell people I'm the best. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Tom said, you know what? I'm going to just take it and go as long as I can. And you know what? I still think he this is me. This is just the way I think. I think him and his wife will get back together anyway.
Well, I've heard from different factions that the relationship was broken anyhow.
Yeah.
And by the way, it probably was because oftentimes when one spouse wants to do something that means so much to them that the other spouse doesn't acquiesce and say, I give you this card.
Yeah.
I give you this card because I know how important it is to you. She didn't do that.
Yeah.
She put the foot down, she drew the line in the sand, and she executed it.
Yeah.
He went back and she walked.
Yeah.
That tells me there were probably already cracks in the dam to begin with. And I don't want to get too deeply into his personal life and all of that. There's so much we don't know. But I will say this. I stand by my statement. He is the single greatest winner in the history of modern professional sports. Yes, what Michael Jordan did was incredible. You never will make the argument that he put 4 guys on his back and carried them to a trophy. He didn't do that. He always had a really good supporting cast around him. When you go back and you look at the rosters that Tom Brady won Super Bowls with, you're really going to be hard-pressed to find other names that are going to the Hall of Fame on some of those teams.
Yeah. He played
Look at his core of receivers. What did, outside of Randy Moss for a minute, and by the way, when he had him,
They didn't win.
They didn't win, but they destroyed the single-season record book.
Yeah.
They destroyed it. So he oftentimes was something that Jordan was not, that never had to be. Jordan was one of 5 guys on the floor at any one time. Tom Brady shared his accomplishments with 21 other guys. Guys, not all-time greats. Some of them were very, very good, but none of them were world beaters on their own.
Rob Gronkowski is.
Gronk is
Gronk
probably, with the exception of Kelsey, the greatest tight end we've ever seen.
Yeah, Gronk is pretty dope.
So that's a good point. That's a fair point.
I look at Brady, and I used to think, for other people older than us, they used to say Jim Brown was the best player. For us, there's a lot of people that will say Barry Sanders because they wow you with certain things. Tom Brady, even this year, look at it like this. Tom Brady threw for how many yards? 4,000 something?
4,800.
How you throw for 4,800 and it's your last year? We ain't seen.
Well, you do it by throwing 66 times in the play.
Right.
And I know those are postseason yards and they don't count in the regular season, but they basically came out more than any team I can remember in recent memory and said, here's the hand I'm holding. Pass, 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 pass.
Who, Tyvis? This is, if you in your prime, this is some people's best year.
I know.
That's somebody's.
And he's 45.
The fact that he went 25 touchdowns and only 9 picks, that's really good. Where did he finish? Like 5th in yards?
That's tough.
4th?
No, I think he's
higher than that.
2nd in yards behind Mahomes.
Yeah,
Really? That's the only thing about Tom this season is, yeah, he had statistically wise, he had a good season, but it was some throws this year where I was just like,
I'm with you.
Tom,
It's the first year I've ever looked at Tom
and I was
felt
like, I can't
it's not coming
believe.
back.
Yeah,
it's not.
I remember, I think we had the argument when they was going up against Dallas. People was like, that ain't the same time. Like when the Browns won, that ain't the same time. So I think maybe he thought that himself. Like maybe because he always said,
you always say I think it's you say that you're the last one to know.
I didn't say that, but somebody, you are the last. You
recently said, maybe it was Jason.
Yeah.
Jason said that.
Your eyes are seeing, when you look in the mirror, I hate to tell you this, Tyvis. When Tyvis Powell looks in the mirror, you see a different Tyvis Powell than everybody else sees.
That's a fact.
Now, some people can focus on flaws, and they think even when they're beautiful, they're ugly.
Yeah.
And some people can filter out the flaws and think even though they're ugly, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a power of self. Tom has been able to look in the mirror, finally, after over 20 seasons, at the age of 46, and see the flaws that we saw plain and clear all year long. There were even times where we thought, wait a minute, maybe he's got it back.
Yeah. He said that when he retired, he never wanted to be one of those guys that his play just went to the ground and we just was like, well, who is this guy?
I don't think
it
didn't crash that
It did
low.
it.
No, I mean, look at his numbers.
I would say the numbers tell you differently.
Call Joe Montana's last year in Kansas City up if you can. What were his numbers? With Joe Montana, I just remember going, Joe, the party's over. It's over. You've got to go.
You don't want to. You know what? He got so much respect for the game. You don't want to embarrass the game.
No, but let me ask you this.
You want to ride off
I'll ask
pretty
you
high.
this too,
I got the
G.
numbers when you guys are ready.
What are they? Touchdowns, interceptions, yards.
So Montana's final season.
Yeah.
He was 38, 7 years younger than Brady.
Yep.
He threw for a different era, so not
Much
apples
different
to
era.
apples. 3,283 yards, so
Okay.
3,283,
That's pretty
16
good.
touchdowns,
It's
9
2/3 of-
interceptions.
16 and 9.
And then Brady this year was 4,725 and 9. And Tyvis asked about where that ranked in the league. He was 3rd in passing yards, 8th in touchdowns, and tied for 16th in interceptions.
Okay.
So upper half in all three.
Let me ask you this question.
And then we're going to get back to Brady later. We'll move on to Browns and
Right.
come back around.
And this is what surprises me because if I was a betting man and I could have placed any bet on where Brady was going, and I think my pendulum swung with the injury to the elbow of Purdy in the championship game. He won't be.
thought he was going to San Fran.
Put Tom Brady on that team right now.
And that's the thing. And this
What are they?
We totally jumping ship. But I think that Kyle Shanahan's his system, it's a system thing. No matter
Right.
what quarterback goes
You don't think
in.
Brady could operate?
Oh, Brady would tear it up. He'd
I,
tear it up.
I don't
for
know
sure.
that they wouldn't be the favorite. I'm being 100% honest.
Well, that's Trey Lance's team.
Stop it.
It is.
I don't know that they wouldn't. And you know what, Trey? We're going to put you in the incubator for another year. You clearly weren't ready when we pulled you out last year.
They might get Aaron Rodgers.
So it's possible Aaron is from that area as well.
Look.
I literally thought when I read the Purdy news that he wouldn't be ready for camp, I thought, look, like the Browns, the only piece missing was the quarterback. Like, you feel this roster's just add water, mix it, and there's your Lombardi trophy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
With
you
the
what,
with the Niners.
I'm gonna tell you what. As I sit here, this thing might not be over. I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
Why not?
Because after the season, you know, there's in every athlete's when you get to the first period or something, there's these feelings and emotions you got. Like you tired, you beat up, you take that week off.
Knee jerk.
Duke a knee jerk. You just looking around.
Until all
You
you
watching
see.
all your people on TV playing, right? And then all of a sudden,
It hits you.
Let it get around free agency time.
Or in week 4, let's say they do go with Trey Lance. Week 4, he goes down with another season ender. And they pick up the phone and call Tom. I don't know if it's over either.
Because here's the thing. But
I'm telling you.
Because
Wait a minute.
because here's the thing, Tyvis, you got to think about it like this. They like Jay said, they threw the ball an awful lot. If he get with a squad and they running play action,
Look who they have.
and they protected him. This dude can still throw for 4,000, and he won't have no risk for picks. Listen, and look who they had on their roster. The roster in San Francisco. That's a ready-made squad.
It's ready to win
Ready to
right
go.
now, today. And the only thing that's really missing, and we saw that this year, they still won 13 games.
With nobody.
With 3 quarterbacks, they won 13 games. And so you're going to tell me that even at 45 or 46, you're not going to put Tom Brady in that system and see a dramatic difference?
And it's the NFC.
It's the NFC.
This is what I will
which
say.
is more of a cakewalk than maybe it's ever been.
This is what I will say. It's a couple of things. One, I don't know what San Francisco's cap situation is like. That's one.
Does money matter to Tom?
Yes.
Tom would come back for
Yes.
league minimum
I'll
at
be
his
250,000.
Please.
I'll pay you.
Nah.
Boat
And
rental money.
I think the rule is you don't get 2 retirements. Like, I don't think you can retire, come back, retire, and come back.
Brett Favre did.
Oh no,
I don't think he did.
Yeah,
12 times.
Brett
Brett Favre did 3
Dude,
times.
Brett Favre was like Muhammad Ali. Every fight, you done?
Listen,
You can knee jerk.
yeah.
This is it. I'm out.
Yes, I'm finished.
8 months later, that money dries up.
Yeah.
I'm
Stop
talking
it.
about the
I'm
same
coming
guy
back.
that robs $5 million from somebody.
But
This is 2 totally different people.
But listen, Brett Favre came back with the Vikings that one year and was dang near the MVP. Then he threw that pick against the Saints. So you're like, what are you doing, Brett? Why would you throw that? You could have went. And then he came back for the Jets, right? So I'm like, is it a 90% chance that he's done? Sure.
I agree with you.
Tom got 3. What's his Fox deal?
It's
A
more,
lot of money.
To not take a hit.
He's already the highest paid broadcaster the second he steps into the field.
Listen, you ain't got to get hit no more.
No.
You ain't got to worry about
But you know
learning
what?
no
That job will be waiting for him in 2024.
Nah.
Yes, it will. It'll still be there.
They get him in the Super Bowl. They get him in the booth for the Super
man,
Bowl.
look,
And that might be the smartest move they've ever made. I have always said, this is what I wish. Because you know how sometimes now broadcasters are kind of on loan? Herb Street, big deal with ESPN, over $10 million a year, whatever it is. Now, all of a sudden, he's popping up on Thursdays doing Amazon Prime games, Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football. Here's what I wish as a viewer and as a fan of sports. And by the way, we had said last week that this year's Super Bowl booth will be the weakest in the history of the Super Bowl.
Ooh, boy.
It just is. I'm sorry, and it's not a knock on those guys. Olsen's fine. You know, he does a fine job. Burkhardt is a fine broadcaster, but they don't have that stick that most of these guys. When Joe Buck walks into the box and the mic TV comes on, you're like, oh yeah, get out the party deal.
Olsen is a JV.
generic.
He's a JV Romo. He
knows the game fine.
He talks a lot, but with a lot less in-depth knowledge than Romo has. So you just be like, all right.
He just doesn't command a broadcast.
Yeah.
Now, what I wish would happen is instead of Brady signing with Fox, I wish Brady would have signed the deal with the NFL, and they just said, Tom, you're a roving color man. We're going to put you wherever the big game of the week is.
That's crazy.
When the Super Bowl is going on, if you could tell me you could watch the game with one person sitting next to you to explain
crazy.
what's going on, who is it? Well, that's easy.
Forget that.
The greatest ever to do it, Tom Brady.
Of course,
I put him with them. I put him
Big
with
Nuggets
Eli.
stay behind
Can
the
you
glass.
imagine Peyton Manning and Tom Brady?
Well, he sat in on the Manning cast once, and it was hilarious.
Boy, come on. It would be, you think I got a crystal ball.
Dude,
they be calling everybody.
That's 11 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
That's damn
I
near
definitely would
20%
watch.
of the Super Bowls ever awarded.
You wouldn't want to watch it with Tony. He'll tell you exactly what's about to happen.
Y'all
got to cut this out. Tony is good, man.
I just want Tom Brady. If
Tom got
could-
more personality than Tony, I would say.
All right, guys. Here's a thought
I don't
that's
know.
going to lead us right to our next topic.
Okay.
Tom Brady gone. Bucks now are in a complete rebuild. They're 50 over the cap.
Yeah, they're the most non-relevant team in the NFC.
How would Vita Vea look like?